Sairam everyone and welcome to our history class. Children, let us continue with our lesson, that is the French Revolution. Yes, we are going to continue with the lesson, the French Revolution. See, we saw in the last class that riots or revolts started taking place in different parts of France. Revolts took place not only in Paris but even outside Paris. Even in villages, people started revolting. Right now, we saw they stormed into the manor of the landlords, and many landlords, they migrated to other countries. So, revolts, riots were taking place all over France. Monarch Louis XVI. Children, he had no option but to accept the constitution drafted by the National Assembly. Right? He had to accept it. And he also had to accept the terms of the Constitution. Now, he had limited powers in his hands. Let us see how France became a constitutional monarchy. Okay? Now, yes, in 1791, the General Assembly completed the drafting of the Constitution in 1791. And what was the main objective of this General Assembly? Yes, the main objective of this General Assembly was to limit the powers of the monarch. Yeah, right now? So what they did, they separated the powers. Instead, all powers being concentrated in the hands of the monarch. Now, this power was separated, was distributed, and it was assigned to different institutions, that is, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. This is what made France a constitutional monarchy. Okay? France became a constitutional monarchy. Now, let us study this figure. What is the system of constitutional monarchy? Okay, let us study this. Yes. Now this figure we have in our textbook. Read it and understand it properly. Okay. Now let us see first how the political system works. Let me first tell you what is constitutional monarchy. Okay. That means in the Constitution, the monarch will be there. He'll be there. But with limited powers. Yeah, as his powers are limited by the Constitution. Okay. The revolt started in the year 1789. Right now? And Constitution was framed in the year 1791. Now the separation of power, according to it, the powers were distributed, right now? The powers were separated. We saw the different institutions, that is the executive, the judiciary and the legislature. Now first, before explaining this, okay, let me tell you about the active citizen. Active citizens were the ones who casted their votes. The highest taxpayers among them, the active citizens, they became the electors. Okay, they became the electors who were very rich, who paid highest taxes. They became the elector. Their total number was 50,000. Okay, 50,000. This elector, they voted and elected National Assembly. And this National Assembly had 745 members. Okay, this was the legislature institution. This was the legislature institution. This came under the legislature. The National Assembly, okay, they control the king and they also control the ministers. Now, the monarch had veto power. Veto, that is, he can say yes, he can agree to some points or say no also to any decision taken by the General Assembly. Means he had some limited power. So in executive, okay, so in executive, all work was done by the National Assembly. King was there. King will be there, but he was for the namesake, as his powers were limited. Now let's talk about the judiciary. Judiciary is, the judges, the lawyers, they were elected by the active citizens. Okay, they were elected by the active citizens. Now you see, active citizens played very, very important role. And other members, with separation of power now, the king's power were limited. He could not rule according to his wish. He wanted to increase the tax burden, so that he couldn't do. There was uniformity in the system. Okay? Now, this National Assembly, they had powers. Powers to make laws. These powers was given to National Assembly by the Constitution that was drafted in the year 1791. Okay, and this Constitution was indirectly elected. Just now we saw citizens voted for electors and electors chose the assembly. But all citizens did not have right to vote. Not whole of France, not whole of the 30 state members had the right to cast their votes. So who had right to cast their votes? Only men who were of 25 years of age, 25 and above 25 years of age. This meant age was important factor. Plus one more important factor was this meant they paid taxes. Taxes which was equal to at least 3 days wage of a laborer. Okay, the earning of a laborer, 3 days earning, his tax, whatever he is paying, should be equal to be 3 days earning of the laborers. They were called active citizens. Understand? So everyone did not have right to vote after the monarchs. Okay, the constitution did not give all citizens of France the right to vote. Only the rich people came into action, became active. They are called active citizens. The rich, the richest, who paid highest tax. They were the ones who took all decision. They were called the active citizens. They were the ones who had right to cast their votes. They were entitled to vote. Okay? Now, remember, all men and women, as I told you, were not active citizens. So, what about the other? The rich people, they were active citizens. They had right to cast their vote. One who were very rich, they were paying highest taxes. So, what about the other men? What about the women? Yes, they were not called active citizens. They didn't have any role to play in the constitution. They were classified as passive citizens. They were classified as passive citizens. Even the children who were below 25 years of age, okay, were also said to be passive citizens. Their population was about 3 million. Okay. Now, to qualify as an elector and to also be the member of the National Assembly, a man had to belong to the highest bracket of the taxpayer. He has to be very rich. He has to pay highest tax. Okay. Now, the constitution was framed. Yeah, constitution was framed, and this constitution began with declaration of the rights of the man and citizen. See here, man. So, importance were given to man. Okay. Man and citizen. Rights such as right to life, freedom to speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law were called as natural and inalienable rights. Okay, this right, this constitution said that this right belonged to each and every human being right from their birth, and no one can take it away from them. No one can take away their rights, rights to freedom, right to speech, right to equality, right to express their opinion. Okay? It was the duty of the state, of the government, to protect each citizen's natural rights. Okay, their rights should be protected by the state. It was the responsibility of the state, of the government, to take care of each and every individual. Here, this is the Declaration of Rights. This we have in our test book, this figure. You don't have to learn it. Questions are not asked what are the Declaration of Rights of Man. Just you can just read it and understand what was it, what points were mentioned in it. Okay, so children, I'll stop over here. We will continue same lesson in the next class. Till then, bye and thank you.